When I was a little lad, I had all kinds of dreams, and like no, every normal little boy, we're going to be a footballer or a boxer. In my case, I thought maybe I could be a singer or somebody in films,
Mm-hmm.
I was introduced to all that very early days. My mother and father both loved music. They were very, very good ballroom dancers. And we used to listen to records on a wind-up record player, and they'd play me many classical records and popular records. And I thought it was rather nice to listen to ballads and songs by various artists. But then again, I loved my football and my boxing, and you grow up with all kinds of wonderful dreams as a child.
Now, when you actually started in music, it all came about through a college review, because you were actually an art student, weren't you?
I was at Leeds College of Art, and I sang with the local jazz band for a bit of fun and a lot of laughs. And they were putting on this show at the Leeds Empire, which is a very big theatre. And I was asked would I do a solo spot in the show. And I said, okay, and I did about 8-9 minutes in the show. And Barney Colahan saw me in the show, and he said, if ever you want to go into show business professionally, please let me know. And I thought, that wasn't appealing to me at the time. I was into art, I was teaching art, and I wanted to be a commercial artist. I went to London to be a commercial artist. I'd met my wife by then. I was totally in love with her. I wanted to do well at whatever I did. She was the spur that really made me want to do well. I met her one night and proposed the same night. It was the best thing I ever did. I digress. Barney felt I could make some kind of dent in show business, and he gave me a letter of introduction in case things didn't go well for me in London as a commercial artist. Letter of introduction to the Bernard Delfont agency, which, of course, after a few days, my money was running out, and I went in and eventually got an audition. I went 3 times, and they wouldn't even let me near the place, and eventually somebody took pity on me, gave me an audition and a tryout at the Kingston Empire in the Jimmy Wheeler bill.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy introduced me, became a very dear friend to me, and I virtually stopped the show. And within 2 days, I was in the national papers. It said, London boy, or provincial boy stops London show. With that sort of publicity, I went to Manchester, to the Hume Hippodrome, and they paid me £100 for my first week. And I was in show business.
Incredible story.
Yes, it is.
Your real name, Frank Abelson. Your stage name came about because I mentioned your Russian ancestors.
I got off that totally, didn't I? Well, as I said, she always said I was her number. She said a number 1, but she really said number Vaughan. And when I was looking for a name, my mother said, well, maybe you could use my name, which was Kozak. And when I related that to the agent, he said, it's even worse than Abelson. He said, it doesn't sound showbiz. I said, well, my grandma is saying I'm her number Vaughan, and I'll always be her number Vaughan. He says, Vaughan? That sounds good, Frankie Vaughan. And that was it. It was lucky for me.
Now, in your stage act, long before you had a hit single, there was one particular song by Von Tiltzer and Brown, and it was the B-side of your very first single, and it's always been your signature tune. Where did this song come from? Give Me the Moonlight.
Give Me the Moonlight, Give Me the Girl, and Leave the Rest to Me was originally Give Me the Moonlight, Give Me the Boy, and Leave the Rest to Me. Introduced to this country by an American lady to inaugurate the Americans coming in the First World War at the Palace Theatre, Cambridge Circus. I thought it was such a ridiculous title that I needed a song in the act to take the curse off the fact that I was being hailed as a new sex symbol, and the girls were screaming, the fellas hated me. So I thought I'd take the song and switch it round to Give Me the Girl, and Leave the Rest to Me. And I'll work it with a soft shoe dance, which they're bound to love, the guys, and a hat and cane. And what happened was that I used the hat and cane, did a soft shoe dance, and when I came to the part that said, and if there's anyone in doubt, and they'd like to try me out, and the girls in Glasgow were shouting, here hen, try me hen. So that gave me a giggle, and the fellows realized I had a sense of humor, and that started something very special off.
Thanks again for taking a look at this video. If you enjoyed it, click on the like button, and please subscribe to the channel if you can to help us going forward. And finally, make sure you ring that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos.